Okay, this is a tour of Jim's garden. Sort of getting a distant pan on it from our back porch. And here we go. Coming down the path towards the little funky gate that Tricia decided she really wanted. And it's so ridiculous, I don't use it. I just step over. Now, what would you think these are for, these plastic receptacles? They're for beer, so the slugs and snails crawl in and die, and it really does work. Okay, here's some big healthy broccoli plants that I just picked the tiny little florets and put them in my bean and grain mush. Here is a souvenir of the tallest corn ever grown in Malden. It got up to about 12 feet high, and I just left some dead stalks to remind me of the glories of it. Over here, I've got some asparagus that hasn't come up yet. I've just planted 2-year-old roots. Comfrey that hasn't come up yet. Here's a recent row of collard greens that sort of got too big and old, and so I'm just grinding them in as a bit of a humus addition. Here's the old corn row. I left the stalks in just for the heck of it. Kind of aerate the ground, make little tunnels for worms, whatever. I don't know how this bright sunlight is affecting the quality, but I'll see. This ground is just getting richer and richer and richer. Organic chook poo, alpaca poo, sometimes a bit of dynamic lifter, some blood and bone. And of course, I'm up to like 100 bales of lucerne. The garden has been well covered with mulch for a year, a year now. This little patch, I did a cover crop of turnips, just because I had so many turnip seeds. Then covered it with poo and mulch and biossoil, and it's ready to have my field crops this year. Probably a good crop of pumpkins, squash, as the Americans call it. Here's all the weed potatoes, volunteer re-sprouts from last year. Last year I had a massive potato crop all through this part of the garden. And this area here, I'm breaking new ground. Here's my big new giant compost heap. And here is the regular stupid compost bin that doesn't really work. Not enough air gets in. So what I do is I fill it with kitchen scraps. Then when it gets full, throw it on the real compost. And this area was interesting. We moved here, and I used all my packing boxes to just cover the ground, kill off all the grass. Since then, I've had cover crops of clover and buckwheat, and I've put down a bunch of biossoil and sheep poo and mulch. So this area eventually will be my field crops. And a few people have asked, what about this big tree? How much is it going to discourage growth? Well, I guess I'll find out. How much of the nutrients is that tree going to suck up? Oh, here's one of my eccentric items. An attempt to scare off the magpies. The garden's full of stuff I've tried to deter the magpies with. And this is supposed to be a deterrent for various birds. Can you hear it? When the wind blows, yeah. Hear that? And then I also put up some little kids' whirly things. Again, to try and deter the maggies. Nothing works. They're too damn smart. Another little kids' whirly thing and some some of this holographic tape. Oh look, here's a little cool homemade bush engineered number. I made this. Just kind of stamped down into the ground and you got the little hole just for large seeds. I used it around in here to try and grow a bunch of pigeon pea. I don't think it's happening. But this stuff, and where can I find some? This stuff is really a nuisance. Oxalis or sour weed. It looks similar to clover, and you wouldn't believe what's actually killed this off. It really works. Vinegar. Now, I did spray it the other day with vinegar, and it's not dying yet, but over here there was a mass of it all through here, and it did pretty much die off through just plain vinegar. So here's a panoramic view of down maybe 50 meters long, perhaps. Here's my other field. It's going to be my main field crop area. Here's the thing Tricia bought me the other day. Ridiculous. Probably cost $100. Only tourists would buy it. It's cute though. Another eccentric addition to my garden. An oil painting by Tricia when she wasn't very good, and she was going to throw it away, and I thought, nah, whack it in the garden. So here's a testament to how durable oil painting is. You can just see some moldy stuff over here, a bit of discoloration, but a year of intense rain and whatnot, and it's still there. Here we got a patch of good bug mix, plants that are meant to attract the good bugs, and they're on their way out. A row ready to plant. Second year carrot, that when it makes the seed, it's going to be viable seed. Here's an artichoke, something I've never grown before. Oh yeah, and then we got to salute the Aussie flag. Okay? And look what it's rusting in. I found this on the property. Such an interesting piece of country junk. Metal, wood, what the heck was it? Here's some CDs, again trying to track the magpies, deter the magpies. Oh, and this was a joke. Pay no attention to this stupid plastic owl. And here's the Commander-in-Chief, George W. Bush. Your hat's shielding your face, George. Show him your lovely eyes. Look at my scarecrow, George W. He's got his butterfly net here. Last year I bought this butterfly net. I thought, how hard can it be to catch these bloody butterflies that turn into the cabbage moths? Well, it was hard, let me tell you. Here's a construction I'm very proud of. So cool. All my tools just stand up at attention. And here's a chair for an aging gardener when he gets weary. Deep coating of mulch on top of what was a cover crop of beans. Just let it rot down, expose it in a few months, plant something. Here's one of the main reasons I even have a garden, so that I have fresh greens every day. Rocket. Here's a lettuce that volunteered, just popped up. Collards. Oh, here's some nice kale. Kale, collards, and rocket in that patch. And here's the end of my beautiful carrot crop. Whoops. All along the fence is a good bug mix. attract the good bugs, but it's on its way out. There's some volunteer lettuce from last year. Broccoli, cauliflower. The volunteer borage plant. Plenty of bees. Section of kale. Some peas. Climbing up the fence. Silver beet. Spinach. This is the ground. This is going to be so good. Here's some alpaca poo. I can't figure it out. The forums rave about it, but months and months later, it's still solid. See, it hasn't even decomposed, really. I guess the nutrients would wash off the outside. So here's another pan of the garden. See, it's really big enough to absorb me. Yesterday I planted lettuce in this patch, and I planted spinach, beetroot, collards in this patch. See, here's some more of that alpaca poo. See how it still retains its shape so many months later, and yet they swear it's a good fertilizer. What else? This is where I'm going to grow my tomatoes and stake them properly for the first time in my life. I always let tomatoes just grow willy-nilly and they fall to the ground, and this year I'm going to do it right. In my new field, which will have melons and corn and squash and pumpkin. And so that's pretty much Jim's garden. Hope you enjoyed the tour. I'll get a little shot of my dog because I love my dog. Lolly, come here. Come here. Good girl. Here's my Lolly. Look in the camera. Good girl.